today's Africa, we stand in a critical juncture where the future of our continent hangs on the balance. So instead of making step forward, we backslide. Why? Now, we are in a generation where leaders cannot fail to stand and promise things that they will not fulfill. And what do they promise is the development of country, unity, and love. So when we see their aim is to build themselves. So these leaders, their aim is to build or to feed their own stomach. So when you compare to when most of African countries got independence in the 60s, in the 50s. So we should have been somewhere very far. But now, when you see the development of country, some countries and some leaders, instead of building bridge, instead of building and raise strategies which can help us to develop as country, they are much busy building halls, hatred. So, when people give such kind of speech, what does it mean? They are poisoning this generation. What do we need in Africa today is transparency and good governance, and leaders who die on future, leaders who die on the interests of countries. But the problem, we have such leaders who don't think about the future or who doesn't think about the interests of the country. When you find we have leaders who doesn't think about the development, leaders who doesn't involve or engage in bilateral or multilateral business, leaders who don't think about exporting and importing, leaders who doesn't think about the agriculture of country, that means that those leaders are poisoning the future generation, and those people will perish for one reason. When leaders doesn't guide and show the true way the young generation, that means that they are hiding them the best future which should help the generation and the coming generation of the country. So my argument is one. We have case studies on DRC, which is in very terrible situation. Their leaders, instead of building bridge, they are building halls. And the aim of that halls is to build limits. Instead of building bridge, which connects these people and give them everlasting peace, they are much interested in giving hatred speeches, and they are much busy in political persecution. As we speak now, the very big number of young people of DRC, they are scattered in other countries for one reason, because of poor governance, which is based on physical appearance and other factors, which I should call selfishness. They don't think about what is crucial or beneficial to their people. My argument is one. I would wish to advise His Excellency, President Tshisekedi, to use diplomacy as the best tool or the effective tool of restoring peace in the Republic Democratic of Congo. So the moment that he sticks on his point, the moment that he doesn't want to obey the agreement that was signed in Doha, Washington, in Nairobi, and Angola, that means that people of DRC, they will keep dying day and night. But when you obey and have peace talk round the table with these levels of M23, that is the effective tool that will give them everlasting peace. Now, we have case studies. Let us see on this chairman of AFC, Honorable Bonanga. The man removed his clothes of honor and accepted to join people who are the victim of that wars. And who are those people? Of course, we know that this was mainly for the Tutsi of DRC, the Banyamulenge, Bahema, and the Banyamasisi, and the other people who resemble those people. But now, Nanga accepted to join them. Why? Because he saw the aim of those people, which is very perfect, and their aim is to restore peace in DRC without segregation. That's why I urge that government of DRC, for the sake of Congolese, they should allow and accept the agreement for the sake of the future and development of that country. We have case studies on our hero, liberator, Nelson Mandela. Remember that in the period of Nelson Mandela, he used diplomacy as the effective tool which gave South Africa everlasting peace between, that there was some conflicts between apartheid and black people of South Africa. Now, but he reconciled them. So reconciliation is the effective way that we can have everlasting peace in the Republic Democratic of Congo and other countries such as Sudan, where you see that we have two bulls who are fighting in the same farm. So the only way of getting peace in Sudan of Khartoum today is to get these two political parties, rebels and this transaction government, to sit together and shake hands and look forward for what can give people peace. That's the only effective way we can solve matters in Africa. Africa for Africans.